Welcome back to Commission Reviews. I today Commission Reviews crew. The views and opinions expressed on this panel are those of this panel and are for entertainment purposes only. Do not, and I repeat, do not try this at home. And don't whine in the comments when you don't like it. We don't care. First of all, I know there's not a panel up here, but I like grown to love it. I'm just gonna use it. I'm not changing nothing. Come on and creep in and have a seat. I won't take up too much more of your time, but I want to have a conversation. Lately, I've been having, and one of the things I want to talk about is what Ready to Love, right? We are in another Ready to Love season, a show about finding love. Single black people, beautiful black people, get together, go out on dates, and figure out if they're a match. Being that there is more white shows that do this type of reality TV, to see one of color is a beautiful thing. I want to start there. I also want to continue to say, because I feel like that my intelligence has come into question. And the thing that I find that is crazy, that everything that I built on my own, and it takes some brain power to do what I've done. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Oh, yes. To the haters in the chat, and you guys know who you are. You smell like chicken grease. All right. I do feel like that Chaz and Laron are being attacked. And they are also, come a little closer, come a little closer. And they are also the stars of the show. Alice. Hmm. It seems to me, it's like, let's not even just say Dallas, but I'm going to specifically speak about Dallas, are able to change the narrative of how a man looks to everyone, whether it is true or not. Somebody in the crowd tell me I'm lying. Women to men, as if the women are so innocent and the men are so evil. When it has been proven many times, how women have an art of emotional manipulation. Do you not understand? Let me not give it all away. But I'm saying, the fact of the matter is, the women have controlled the narrative of this season. They have. The type of manipulation you can control or you can influence how they feel, how they even take it as far as say how they process their emotions. It's like they're a soldier at war, and the men have no idea. I'm not saying these men are gullible or weak or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But gaslighting is surely a big part of that. We love to talk about black men in a negative light. It's an easy thing to do because the world does it anyway. Why not join the fun? But in reality, narrative have been changed throughout this season. Let me give you an example. I know everyone right now is talking about the situation with me leaking the audio. As far as I'm concerned, that's all I'm going to say about Kamisha reviews. I leaked an audio, and Chad's been under fire. I've been under fire, but don't care. Even to the point where I had another conversation, debate, however you will say it, on my channel yesterday with the blogger LBB, with the greasy figures in the chat in tow. But I'm saying, as far as all of that, is due to the fact that I released the audio that was leaked. But let's talk about something a moment. The example I will bring you is Vanessa. Let's get down and let's get down up. Let's get down and dirty real quick. Because if you think about it, and my sister Ebony reviews in my chat, sister Maud, my niece Lee was in the chat, but the words of wisdom that came from some of those ladies and some people that I didn't even know in the chat, I'll be completely honest, that they kept saying over and over and over, okay, I get it. We want to know the source. I understand it. But did we listen to what was said? Why aren't we more upset about that? I'll tell you why. To persecute black men has been a sport for a very long time. And a lot of times, as we well know, we do it to each other more than any other race. And then, if you don't believe me, there are numbers. This is fact. The fact that no matter what the women do, it doesn't matter. You guys are going to be like, oh, uh, but the women. I can't believe he said that. You know, my dad used to always tell me, like, as far as if I came home, angry, some boy did this or whatever. Especially if I, as most young girls wanted to say, I'm gonna do this or whatever, whatever. My dad's like, look, you're approaching a man, or you're a young, whatever my age was at the time. You approach the opposite sex want to fight, you have to deal with those consequences. And I used to always say, oh, just because he's a guy, my dad would say, look, I'm not gonna say any of that. I'm just telling you. But a woman knows she can't go up against a man in that way. So what's the other thing that she can do? What are other options that she can do? What we say somebody who has a lack of empathy, needs admiration, a sense of self-importance. What we call that? A narcissist, correct? Now, even the fact that Vanessa, you know, that lady over there, um, said what she said, and people did not like what she said. Not that she would say something crazy, but the fact that they're watching this show and this person is saying I'm acting on TV, we were more than what I was portraying, acting like we weren't close, I wasn't giving the opportunity to have production, but in reality, we was in the car making out or whatever it was and doing, XYZ. But that's not important though. The importance is tearing down of the black man, joining along with the rest of the world. The crazy thing how they speak about the black women having the black man's back so we can go through all these things together and all the this and that. But the perception of what a black woman thinks a black man should be, especially online when you're on the computer and watching TV, and as I call it the gray area, don't know everything, but yet talk about so much. So I want to say something. I posted something on Instagram where I said, "Look, I love black men. I'm raised by a black man. Y'all trauma is not my trauma." And I want to say that when I said that, I may have come off harsh or strong because I don't want to dismiss, a black woman that didn't have the experience that I did. My dad's no longer here, rest in peace. But I don't want to diminish or take away from someone's experience, someone who did not experience that because it's a great, the memories I have, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And the way my dad raised me, the things he taught me, he would also talk for the man. Raising a young lady to be a woman who was going to eventually be in a relationship with someone, I'm going to tell her everything as far as a black man, especially how I feel. My dad was very transparent. I love that about him. That's where I get that from. And so I'm looking at it at a different perspective where it's like every time I watch this series, I don't care what the man does on the show. If the woman is some sort of way wrong or whatever, how she treats me, doesn't even matter because she cried or she said he said something. In the entire world or Ready to Love family or whoever will be like, oh man, he is trash. He's a dog. He's a bad man. Y'all came at, Laron, and you know, now look, like the whole video game thing. I spoke my piece about that, probably because of the fact that I watched my son play games pretty much along for years and got to know the world. Plus, I'm part of Twitch world as well. Excuse me, Twitch world as well. And so I get to see different perspective, people who play games, who also create games, just a different lifestyle. And so I come from that, speaking about that by saying that sometimes if your dude is playing a game, it's not the 90s when the black man was taking your car like in Baby Boy. You know what I'm saying? And she's at work and he has the car all day and messing around and doing whatever. And or the opposite, playing video games and not doing nothing. I say if you don't dig deep enough and open up enough, you'll be single. Black women and men, our history is so painful with the racial exclusion. The crazy thing about that is that we continue that with each other. So with the Ready to Love cast, and when I see how the women constantly beat the men down, and then everyone else just joins in, and y'all look at me like, I can't believe you have to do. I just stop, man. And then y'all talk about the black women that's was with black men and support that black man. They was married for 20 some years, and probably took a little more than what a black woman would take today. Not saying you should take everything that you be treated bad or anything like that. But those who are married 20 some years compared to people like I've been married 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, not at all, never engaged. Wonder why they're in that category. I know the gender roles are different now. I know things are updated and different now. But the support should also be upgraded as well. Changing the narrative because you look bad ain't cute. And joining in and dragging the black man throughout all it been through here isn't cute either. It's actually trash. And in America, and only in America, to be born and raised here is to understand those fragments. To been born and raised on American soil is to actually understand that black man's plight. To constantly attack that black man because there's personal feelings involved is also traumatic and wrong. I do believe that some of the things that are being said about these men are personal. You guys can say and do what you like when it comes to me and say whatever. Y'all have said I have felt a certain way about cast members for years, the women included, not just the men. There have been seasons when y'all said that, you know, for me, it was supposed to go both sides. Where I'm saying by that is that I was cool with everybody, but people made decisions. However, it was done. However, who play followed the leader. If you say you didn't say it, man, you in the comments with the secret code, and she thinks I am the one. That like, girl, if you weren't the one, then you say it. But no, you're running high and you skiffer like you did. We snuck around. Anyway, finna get on to that. We all know what it is on that. It's not even about that right now. I'm trying to keep my chill composure because for me, it's like, what I just want to do the end of this season. All these different rumors, different things. See, this is why I'm telling you guys, y'all do the reunion too early. But um all the chit chat and assumptions that we all have for bloggers. Oh, she wants this. Oh, he wants that. We don't know. You guys in the chat don't know what anybody that you watch wants. I don't care what people say. You know a little bit of it, and that is it. But the fact of the matter is that she can change the narrative of a story on the show, and you guys are gonna believe what you want to believe. That's why I've always done to interviews that I've done. You guys got mad at me when I interviewed Eric years ago. Y'all came at me about different interviews, different cast members I've done. Oh, they're wrong. How dare you? Da da da. That's not how that works. If I was on like ABC or NBC, and people thought this person was a pariah in public, and I know that some people in those type of environments have been sent evil letters back in the day if they interviewed somebody. So I mean that does happen. But damn, the same people that's talking all the noise are in the comments, hiding up in the chat, listening, watching, and lurking. And loving it. That's the crazy part about it. But you'll be in the other chats as if, oh, I'm so Diddy. Oh, I'm so better than. Please. We have fun over here. My chat is not negative. My chat is not nasty. My I don't have a chat that's known for being nasty. Let's start with that. I do not have a chat. I will say it again. I don't have a chat that actually is known, and I have been heard and said myself. Other people have said in other places this chat is nasty. Mine is not. We move differently. Very opinionated, but move differently. And I was very proud of my chat yesterday. There was nothing nasty to be said about anybody. Respected the host. That's how you do it. Very respectful. I loved it. Loved it. That's how I want my chat to roll. That's how we roll. To be opinionated, but not go to try to do a takeover or be evil, because that's all I know. Greasy fingers. Chicken and greasy fingers. Sorry. So, Black love, I do believe it exists. But I do also believe that on this show, it could never happen when you do have women who change the narrative to suit their own needs. Is there a good woman, or is there a woman that you think is a good woman who changes the narrative when you make her mad or to make herself look good on TV because there's a bad edit? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments.